this and this, second this and this, and so on and so forth. You don't understand how business works? That's fine. Some of y'all on here still saying, oh, she a lie. Shit, you can believe whatever you want to believe. You ask my opinion. I'm telling you. I'm giving you facts. My facts. If you don't believe it, that's okay. I'm okay with that. Now, same thing with the Atlanta Hawks thing. The Atlanta Hawks came to me, not the other way around. They messaged me back in April of last year talking about wanting some type of collaboration with the Dancing Dolls for us to perform at some of their events and the games and stuff for the upcoming season. I'm okay. I'm like, okay. I'm thinking that maybe we can participate in some of this stuff. When they started saying that we were going to have to pay to perform, that didn't make sense to me. Why do we have to? You invited us to come to your game. So why do we have to pay? I'm not going to ask my parents. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, let me respond to what Dana just said. Dana just said that she didn't expect for me to do anything myself per se, but she said that they spent a lot of their time performing and giving up their time, and yet they were offered nothing. I completely understand. I agree with that. That's not on me though. That's on the network. I shouldn't be held accountable for anything that the network is doing. I shouldn't be held accountable for that. But I do agree. I will say that. I do agree. But like I was saying, as far as the Atlanta Hawks, yes, there was a camp. I asked them, instead of having the Dancing Dolls pay to perform, why not just do a camp and allow other people to come in and participate? Why not? They sent me this email telling me how much the tickets were going to cost, and they get this, and this, $215. I said, God dang, that's a lot. My training camps that I have for 3 days are not that. I don't need, and whoever said I'm their voice, I don't need to advocate for each and every child if I've already done it. Y'all have no idea what I do. You're holding me to a standard, a higher standard that I shouldn't be. I'm a coach. That's it. I coach the girls. I make sure they have what they need to put on the floor. That's it. I care about what they do afterwards. Absolutely. I can't make somebody give money to somebody or do something if they don't have it. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. But anyway, moving on. And Dana, that wasn't at you. That was at whoever that was just said. I didn't even read the name. I already talked about the Hawks. I already talked about uniforms. And as far as uniform payments, yes, every don't say Dana, she got you, because that's not true. I'm not at Dana. Don't do that. Don't do that. Dana made a statement and she is correct. Someone should have offered something. She's correct. They should have said something. She's absolutely right. I don't have a problem with that. But anyway, as far as the uniform, I talked about uniform payments and uniforms and vendors. Now, a lot of my vendors, I have 2 vendors, okay? I have a male vendor and a female vendor, both of which have full-time jobs. I chose to use these vendors because they own Black-owned companies. They've been doing the costumes for the Dancing Dolls for years. And every time I send costumes to other companies, I'm not going to name their names, to make costumes for the dolls, I end up seeing these costumes on other dance teams or in other catalogs. So to protect the designs that I've created and to make sure that nobody else has uniforms like the dolls, I use the same 2 vendors. The Dancing Dolls of Atlanta have over 125, something like that, give or take, girls. So with them being a brand new team, they got to get all the uniforms, like everything. So can you imagine one person making 100 uniforms? And that's just, they get, the babies I think get 8 and the big girls get 10. Something like that. Don't quote me because I'm not looking in front of my book. But anyway, they get so many. Let's say the babies get 8 and it's 100. 100 times 8 is 800. That's one person doing 800 uniforms, the very first one. Then it's the next one. Because they get 8. That's a lot. That's a lot of uniforms for one person to do. That's a lot. And so sometimes it does take longer. It's not about me holding on to the money. What am I going to do with it? The uniforms still have to get ordered. And her saying that the Dancing Dolls of Atlanta didn't get out what they wanted. She didn't get her stuff because she wanted me to do it on her time. You wanted me to give it to you on your time, not when the vendors had it done. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, and by the way, the uniforms that you ordered for your daughter have been sitting in my office for the last 2 months, including the warm-up that I paid for. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. I'm only an employee of the network. I don't create the storylines. I don't decide who gets cast. I've already said all of that anyway. I don't know how much more I need to say about that. Also too on the show, if you notice again outside the show, they were filming outside the door. When I said it's broken what I built, that's not what I said. What I said was they have broken what I have built, and I was not talking about the girls. My whole conversation was about how production has done this whole show, how a lot of things have changed, how it has hurt a lot of people. The girls have sacrificed a lot. The girls have done a lot. The girls have given up a lot. They have. We all have. I don't take any of that lightly. I try to pump them up as much as I can. I'm paying for all of the uniforms for the stuff that they have to go. So if I'm money hungry, where am I getting this extra money from? If I'm only being given $2,500 a week and stuff costs way more than that, where am I going to get the rest of the money from? I'm pulling it from myself, right? Because nobody else like is paying for it. I don't expect for the parents to pay for that. They shouldn't have to. They shouldn't have to. So, and moving on. Me saying that, talking about loyalty and responsibility and sacrifice. My statement was about a whole conversation that I had earlier in the day that had nothing to do with that show. Nothing. How was any of us to even know that that was going to even happen? Because the conversation I had was earlier during the day. Had nothing to do with that. I don't feel like Christiana was being disloyal. I never said that. I said family don't walk out on family. And I'm talking about the whole show as a whole. So much stuff that I said sitting in my office. So many things that I said sitting in my office, and they picked that piece to use. I said a lot of things. I was very hurt by a lot of things. I talked about the show as a whole. I went all the way down the line from season 1 to where we are. I've never walked out on the Dancing Dolls. I left one episode because I was upset about their behavior and I needed to get their attention. I didn't know no other way. It's better for me to walk away and to be upset somewhere else, try to figure out how to fix it, than to just stand there and yell and holler and scream. For what? Especially if the kids didn't do anything. And I even said then, I'm not mad at y'all. I'm mad at the situation. And so I don't and I'm going to say it again. I never said that Christiana was disloyal. I had to go back and read and write what I said. I had to write down the 3 things that I said. Family don't leave family. I'm not mad with y'all. I'm mad at the situation. I promise y'all you will have a voice. I had to go back and write down what I said to make sure of what I said. Before I forget, the Jackson Dolls not being on the tour. It was said that I said that. And I'm going to tell you in what context I said that. If you recall last year, if you came to Memphis, Nashville, and New Orleans, the New Orleans tour, the Birmingham, Atlanta, and Jackson Dolls were allowed to come and participate in the Beyonce section of the tour. Okay, my live is going to go dead in 2 minutes, but I'm going to come right back. They were allowed to participate. There were a lot of complaints about the Jackson girls being late. There were complaints about the Birmingham coach doing some things that he shouldn't have done while he was there. The complaints got to me. And if somebody keep coming at you, what do you say? You know what? Forget it. Don't worry about it. They just won't come back anymore. I was not talking about the girls on the tour. Because again, like I said, I don't decide who goes on the tour. I was talking about those extra girls. Since y'all have such an issue with the girls, them not being late, them not doing this, that, and the third that you want them to do, okay, they just won't come anymore. That's what I was talking about. I don't need to sugarcoat or clean anything up. I didn't need time to think about it. I took the time to go back and watch the live from my other page and write down everything. I went to bed, spoke to my lawyer, spoke to my PR, spoke to the network, and let everybody know what I was about to do so that I could move on. That's it. I don't know what else I may have missed while I was talking, but I'm going to come back on the next live and I'm going to answer questions. So I apologize if you guys asked questions in here and I didn't answer. I just needed to make sure that I didn't forget everything that I had written down to go over. And I think I pretty much covered everything. I think I pretty much covered it, but if I missed anything, I apologize. But I'll come back on the next live and I will answer any questions that anybody has.